Third graders, I hope you had a great weekend. It's already Monday, May 18th. Let's look at our schedule for today. Today, our Zoom schedule in your social studies folder, there's a new schedule for today, and today is an A schedule. Remember, I told you we're going to alternate. So this week it's A. Let's look at what that looks like. Okay, so when you go into your social studies folder, and your parents, I emailed them the schedule as well just to make sure. So this is the A schedule. So the week of May 8th, 18th, which is this week, June 1st, and June 15th are going to all be A schedules because we're going to alternate. So today, our Monday schedule looks like this. Remember, Tuesdays I have office hours, so if you need help, please email me by 9:30 on Tuesdays to let me know, and then I'll set up my small groups and email you a time by 10 a.m. But we'll go over this. Another thing that I want you to keep a lookout for is Thursday. We have a tight schedule with music, but 2:30 is the 2 to 2:30 is the reptile webinar at the Weinberg Nature Center. So hopefully you were able to do this last week, but every Thursday there is a webinar. Okay. So today we're going to meet as a whole class. Please keep in mind I did change some things around for the book clubs. So we will have to go over that. There's a couple of groups that might have started a book already, and I added new people to the book group. So we'll talk about that. So especially this group here, 5, 6, 7, and 18, you're a new group, and we'll talk about how we're going to move forward because I know two of the people in the group already started their book. So we'll discuss that today. I want you to also look in your reading folder. It says 3D Fantasy Book Clubs. This is new. This is our new book club members. Okay, again, I had to switch a couple people around. I tried to keep friends together, but some things just weren't working out, and I really had to do some switching around. But notice some groups are reading the same book. So that's interesting. For example, Book Club 1 and Book Club 4 are reading the same book, so that's something that you can discuss across book groups, even if you're not in the group together doing the Padlets and the breakout rooms. Okay, but here are your new Padlets, so take a peek. Don't start anything with the book club because you need to talk to your new members, and we'll talk about that today during Zoom. So please don't start your Padlet work. Do not start your book club work. Do your other work first, and then we'll discuss everything at 11 o'clock. Today you also have Spanish 120 to 135, and a library broadcast is at 2:30. So I talk about what it means to be in a book club. So I do want to go over those again, and we'll discuss this more over Zoom. So please read over this carefully about your job as a book club member. Okay, everyone should be participating. We should be active listeners. You should be completing your assignments and really having conversations across the Padlets and your bingo activities. So read through this before our Zoom session, and then we'll review it again for during our Zoom session. Today during writing, Miss Boyer gives us a great little tutorial about what we should expect when we're brainstorming, collecting ideas. Remember, we're not actually writing our story yet. Just like in class, when we collect ideas in our writer's notebooks, we don't pick our seed idea until we're ready, and we're not at that point yet. All right, so we're still brainstorming. We're thinking of characters, we're thinking of settings, and then Mrs. Boyer will go over that activity today in her video. But what I also want you to know, on the slides right here, which is also in your writing folder, so let's look over that quickly. In your writing folder, and I'll go into Abigail's because I always go into hers. In your writing folder, some of you are still not organizing all your work. Remember, all your work should be in a folder. Okay, so your biography work, right? Find your biography folder and put your biography work in there. Okay, because we're working with fantasy now, so you don't want all this stuff to be outside. So here's biography just slide it right in. So far we had Imaginatives Narrative Slideshow 1. Today is your narrative slideshow here, okay? So let's just open that up, and Mrs. Boyer goes over it, but I want to remind you that I would like you to click on this link right here to watch about a 3-minute video to talk about how to brainstorm. Even though Mrs. Boyer goes over some of it, this is a really great little snippet to also go over your work today. Okay, so clean up your folders. Find out, remember, every place has a home. So something like a demo, you can just click on and then remove, okay, because that was just a demo with Mr. Casal. But this was for poetry, so this can go right into your poetry folder. Or if you don't have a poetry folder, so make sure you do that. And this was also during Mr. Casal's class, so this is something I can remove. Okay, so now I'm left with my digital notebook that we gave you for today, your slide 1 and your slide 2. If you feel you're done with your slide 1, then that can also go into your Fantasy folder. Do you see what I did there? So this will keep your work really, really clean, and Abigail can then slide in the rest of her work that needs to go in there. Okay. So also Mrs. Boyer goes over graphic organizers, and here are the 2 for you to print. Today we're starting a new math unit, time, and we're going to learn how to read analog clocks using hours and minutes. So I give you a lot of resources today to help you with this. First, I want you to try to challenge yourself, and I want you to hop for a minute, run around your house for 1 minute, and sit without talking for 1 minute. So these 3 activities are a challenge today. So have a timer near you if you have a stopwatch or someone's phone, and after a minute then you stop. We want you to really feel what 1 minute feels like. And I want to see if you notice any difference between the 3 activities. Notice they're very different to see how a minute feels. So please do that, and we'll discuss that tomorrow, how that minute felt for you. Okay, was the 1 minute longer than you expected when you hopped, or you just sat quietly, or when you ran around the house? So that's something we want you to think about. Watch this whole video in its entirety. I go over a lot of different examples and ways to tell time in different ways, so it's very important you always watch our videos. Remember, those are our lessons so that you can do the work independently. Today you're going to complete 2 workbook pages. You have the print option, the copy and paste. Remember, it's going in your new e-learning slideshow. So let's look what that is, okay? That's in your social studies folder. So please pay attention to that. Remember, we're doing it bi-weekly. That means every 2 weeks. So it looks like this now. All right, so put your name and class number on the cover. And again, everything for today, just insert. Remember, do not copy the purple pages. If you want to add a page, make sure it's white so that we can read your work. So just add your work and insert it here. And this goes to the end of May. Okay, so make sure that you're not in the blue May e-learning, you're in the purple. Here are some extra ways to practice. I go through this in the video, but this is a great interactive tool that you can click on, and I have a fun game that you can play with a family member just to practice reading analog clocks. And if you don't have an analog clock, which could be possible somewhere in your house, I have this for you to print, and you can really study it and understand the minutes and understand the language quarter past, half past, quarter to. All right, so this is a really good tool for you to print out and use while you're working during this unit. We also have some really fun games that we have here, so you can use these anytime that you want. So this is optional today if you have too much work, but everything else is not optional. We would like you to complete all of this. The game can be done during the week, but it's just a fun game that you can definitely play with a family member. Social studies, we are going to have a primary source scavenger hunt today. You will need to use using primary sources, which I assigned to you on Epic. So it's in your mailbox. So please make sure that you do that. Mrs. Mengen goes over everything with you. It's about a 4-minute video, so pay attention. You can either put it in your May e-learning slideshow or post it on the Seesaw assignment, and I have a template for you there as well. And here are our slides if you prefer just to copy and paste. Okay, you would copy and paste this slide and this slide to go into your May e-learning slideshow or Seesaw, whichever one is easiest for you. Enjoy the Smart Fact. It's about in 1980 in Mount St. Helens, there was a volcano that erupted. So here is a short little video that you can learn more about volcanoes. Okay, boys and girls, so what do we need to complete at the end of the today? Remember, your book club work, please wait. I will go over everything with you during Zoom, and there's quite a few new things we need to talk about. But you will be working on your fantasy books, okay, because that is our unit of study right now. Remember, you're still completing your Padlet. You're going to post on more than one column. You need a date and initials to get credit. All right, so we'll talk about that during Zoom again. For your fantasy writing, you need to watch the imaginative writing video number 2, which is on the slides. Brainstorm using graphic organizers for your character and setting. Remember, you're collecting ideas. You are not writing your story yet. We did not pick a seed yet. Just like our narrative writing, just like our information writing, our persuasive writing, we did not pick our seeds right away. We had to collect and generate ideas. Math, you're going to watch my video on time. You're going to run around your house, and sit without talking with the timer to see how long 1 minute feels. There's a game, Time Flies. Check it out. And you can practice and explore with an interactive clock website that I provide for you. And you have 2 workbook pages. Social studies, watch the lesson on using primary sources on Epic. Use the one on Epic and Mrs. Mangan's video. Watch her video, which is about 4 minutes. You can either complete the activity using Seesaw or copy and paste into your May e-learning slideshow. Okay, boys and girls, enjoy your day. I will see you at 11 o'clock, and we'll go over a few things, and I do have a small group. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to working with you this week. See you soon.